If you guys would, give some hearts, show some love for my bunny. This is Bunny. Bunny's up here because I didn't want to be lonely. You know, with technology, you're not really sure who's on the other side of technology. But Bunny is here tonight, and I just brought her in here because I didn't want to feel lonely here at the house. So in this Periscope, it's all about 7.25 study habits of highly effective students. Now, I'm a big advocate for, let me look at the camera. I keep looking over here. Camera's on this side. I switched my camera over. All right, cool. Now we're making eye contact. It's like I was wondering about the rabbit. Yeah, that's Bunny. Bunny is sitting back there. You know what? To be honest with you, I think somebody gave that to me for Valentine's Day. And it's been years ago. And it's been sitting in my kitchen pantry, in the pantry for like years. And I saw Bunny today. I was like, wow, Bunny, you've been in here for probably over a decade. Let me pull you out. So I pulled Bunny out. I said, come sit in with me on this Periscope. All right, cool. So if you've never ever heard my story, I spent 25 years in school. That's 5 years of pre-K, 7 years of elementary school, 5 years of high school, 4 years of college, and then 4 more years of grad school. 25 years of school. My mom popped my big head out, bloop, dropped me off at the nursery at 6 months, and I've been in school ever since. And because of that academic background, I was so blessed to receive a BS degree in chemistry from Norfolk State University in Norfolk, Virginia, and I went on to get a Master of Science degree at Lehigh University in Polymer Science and Engineering, and then another Master's of Science degree in Textile and Fiber Engineering at Georgia Tech. And that opened up avenues for me to work some really cool jobs at Mobile Chemical Company as a research scientist. Also spent a few years working at NASA Langley Research Center, working on rockets and space shuttles and a lot of other cool things that we pull up in the air and just boom, drop down and do the research on that. And also ended up my scientific career at Ciba Vision, where I developed contact lenses and eye care products. So if you wear some contact lenses, dailies, Focus Night and Day, O2 Optics, thank you. For many years, if you're wearing those, that paid my house note, paid my bills. Thank you for wearing those contact lenses. And I say all of that because of the academic career and the career. You're wearing contact now. Well, cool. Thank you. Thank you. I wish I could get a commission off of that, but not anymore. So because of the academic career, because of the science career, people will always ask me, Kantis, how did you go to school, get good grades? How did you end up receiving 3 college degrees and you didn't pay a single penny to do so? How did you end up landing a job at NASA? And people just ask me question after question after question. And I said, wow, if people are asking me these questions, let me just serve them. Let me just help them. And that's basically what happened. I began to serve, began to help, began to listen to their frustrations and just tell my story. And that's what I want to do tonight. I want to tell my story, but more so tell you and give you some proven tips and techniques of what I did to succeed in school, but also what I suggest to my mentees and the schools and the parents and the educators that I work with, things that I've seen that they've worked, and they have worked so much that I'm proud of people who've been playing their A game. So tonight, if you're here, I want to say thank you for being here. This is a recap. This is like take 3. And because so many people are showing up, I'm doing it again because I want to make sure that you get the information. Tonight, let me know which city you're from, and let me know what city you're from in the comments. And if you're a student, put an S. If you're a parent, put a P. If you're a teacher and educator, put an E. If you're just a blessed person, just put an asterisk. Just put an asterisk. So we have the comments there. If you love what's going on, just tap your screen to leave us some hearts. If you're on the iPhone, thank you for the asterisk. Miss Stacy Flowers, a good friend of mine, colleague. I'm a creator. Stacy is she's the happy girl. She is all about happiness. So thank you, Ruby. educator and sort of asterisk. Thank you for being here. So S from the big D, student from the big D. Yes, Andy from the big D. Thank you. So let me give you these study habits. And if you're watching the replay, then this is the replay of the replay, but the study habits are the same. So the reason I say 7.25 study habits, of course, you can see I was born with this really cool birth defect. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.25. I give some love to the nub. So I don't say I have 7 fingers. I say 7.25. I want to give him some praise and acknowledgement. So that's why I've been able to turn my message or my mess into my message. And I want to give you 7.25 study habits of highly effective students. The first one is in this area of listening. Think about it for a second. 80% of what you do every single day in school is wrapped around listening. You're listening to me now on this Periscope. Hopefully I sound good to you. But when you're in class listening to your professor, the teacher, 80% of what you do for 12 years in college and grad school is listen. So that's a study habit that you must develop. So what you need to do when you're listening? A few things. Number one, listen for what is being said. Listen for why it's being said. And listen for how passionate the teacher or the professor is about that topic. Listen for the what, the why. We can go ahead and add the how, but also listen for how passionate the professor is on that topic. If 80% of what you do every single day at school is based on listening, you have to set up some boundaries so that you can listen. And that leads me to the second habit, which is called note-taking. So listening and note-taking sort of go hand in hand. And if you can listen properly, then you can properly take notes. Now, here's what I want you to do when you're taking notes. I have something called my 50-50 note-taking strategy. Take a piece of paper, your classroom notes, draw a dotted line down the middle. On the left-hand side of your paper, I want you to write all of your study notes. This is the what, the why, the how, the important information that you're listening to from the teacher and the professor, and you writing those things down on the left-hand side of your piece of paper. Now, the cool thing about it is that you don't want to sit there and transcribe everything that the professor is saying, but you want to write down the most important information. It's just like if you want somebody's phone number, it's important that you get every single digit because each digit is important to your overall notes, right? Of course. So you want to write down your study notes on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, you want to make up potential test questions that go with the notes on the left-hand side. So for everything that's on the left-hand side, you make up a test question. How can I apply this? What year did this happen? What's the next thing? What caused this to happen that impacted the future of our country? So if you're going to prepare for a test, it starts from the first day of class. Well, if you're going to succeed on a test, you prepare for test by testing yourself over the test questions. You see, I tell people this. If you're going to prepare for a test, practice taking tests. If you're going to prepare to drive a car, or if you're going to take the driving test or get the driver's license, you just don't say, boom, let me show up and take the test. No, you practice driving the car so you can take the test and drive the car. Pretty cool, right? You take the test so you can take the test. Well, you test yourself with every single note on the left-hand side so that you can take the test when it's time to take the test. Preparing for your test, it doesn't start the day before the test. Preparing for test starts on the very first day of class. So study habit number 1 is listening. Study habit number 2 is note-taking. The third habit is in this area of focusing. I found that one of the bigger reasons people don't do well in school is because of distractions. Think about it. We have Facebook, we have reality TV shows, we got cell phones, we have food, we have family, we have YouTube, we have DVRs, we got Twitter, we have friends and relationships and booze and husbands and kids. So many distractions. So when you're in the classroom, you have to focus on what the teacher is talking about. If you're at home studying, you have to focus on what you're studying. If you're working on a report or a project or a business, it's all about focus. Yes, focus is like a muscle. It has to be developed. So here's what, if you think about it, if I want to, develop my cool biceps here, then it's important that I work on those biceps. It's important that I put in the repetition to build stronger biceps. How can you develop and build your focus muscle? It's by focusing on something and one thing for a period of time. Only one thing. For example, here's how you build up this focus muscle. Let's say if you are studying chemistry. Train yourself to focus only on chemistry for 10 minutes and nothing else for 10 minutes. That's like a set of reps on the curl machine for your biceps. And then train yourself to focus on chemistry for 20 minutes. The only thing you focus on is chemistry. And then build your focus muscle up to 30 minutes, to 40 minutes, and make the goal. Thank you for the hearts. Love the hearts over there. I think last time we were seeking to reach the goal of 500 hearts. I think that we were close to it last time. Let's reach that goal of 500 hearts. Maybe somebody can tell me. I can't even see the hearts number on my screen, but somebody tell me how many hearts we have right now in the comments section. I want to get it to at least 500. Good tip. I'm always multitasking. Okay, yeah. Okay, quit multiple tasking. Ruby below. Yep. So here's what you want to do in this area of focusing. You want to focus on one thing for 50 minutes. Focus. And then you take a 10-minute break. So again, this looks like this. Whatever you're working on, you put all of your energy, all of your time, remove the distractions, turn the television off, turn the cell phone off. You have voicemail. Use your voicemail on purpose. Focus all on that one subject. Build that muscle up. Train yourself to stay focused on that. And then take a 10-minute break. And then reward yourself. Yes, reward yourself with ice cream or, Twizzlers or a Slurpee. Whatever it is, reward yourself. Multitasking is lame. Focus brings you fame. Did you get that? Multitasking is lame. Focus brings you fame. Regardless, your brain, even though it's so powerful and so amazing, you can't focus on more than one thing at a time. Okay, here's an example. In your mind right now, I want you to count from 1 to 10 in your mind. Wherever you are, count from 1 to 10 in your mind. Ready, set, go. Now say your name out loud. Kantis. Right? What happened to the count? The count stopped. Your counting in your mind had to stop because of, yes, I'm good at getting one thing done at a time. Great stuff, Stacy. Yeah, you want to make sure that you focus all of your energy on that one thing. Okay? So focus is like a muscle. You have to focus. So we have listening, note-taking, focusing. The fourth tip is reading. R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Reading. Everywhere I go, when I stand on stage speaking at school assemblies or working with a school or educators, I say this. Rich people read books. Poor people watch TV. Rich people have large libraries in their home. Poor people have large big screen televisions. Let me say it this way. Successful people read books. Unsuccessful people watch TV. Successful people have large libraries in their home. Unsuccessful people have large big screen televisions. Now think for a second. What are you trying to say, Kantis? I'm trying to say read. I'm trying to say invest in yourself. I'm trying to say that your boy Kantis has a huge library. This is just a small piece of my library. And I also have a large big screen television. So I'm not trying to tell you not to watch television, but what I'm trying to say is that spend more time investing in yourself. And if you're in school, I can see the books behind you. Those are only a few books, Andy. I have bookshelves everywhere, But the key thing I want you to realize is that it's important that you invest in yourself. I mean, you've done it before. You can sit down and read a good book for 60 minutes and compare that to watching a reality show for 60 minutes. You will feel so energized, so refreshed because of the deposit that you're making on the inside of you when you read a good book for 60 minutes. You're in school, so read your books. We have iPads, we have ebooks, we have Kindles, we have tablets. Read, read, read. If the teacher doesn't cover something in the classroom, it's not her fault. His fault. It's your agenda. It's your purpose to go find the information. They probably got it out of a book. I'm pretty sure they did. So you find the book that they got it out of, or maybe find another book to read, read, read. So listening, note-taking, focusing. The fourth one is reading. And if you're here tonight, by the way, because you're here, I want to give you a free gift. I have a 7-day academic success course. It's called Raise Your Grades in 7 Days. If you go to raiseyourgradesin7days.com, because you're here tonight, you can have that free. And every single day, I will amplify what I'm sharing with a academic tip every single day. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. And as a way of loving on you, you can have my video series over there at Raise Your Grades in 7 Days. I think we're on tip number 5, but can anybody tell me what's study habit number 1? What's the first one? In the comments, just let me know. Thank you for the love and the hearts over there. Yes. Whoever that's in pink and orange, thank you. Okay, great. The very first study habit is listening. The second one is note-taking. The third one is focusing. Listening, that's the first study habit, the first skill. The second one is note-taking. The third one is focusing. There we go. The fourth one is reading. And the fifth study habit, thank you. The fifth study habit is in this area of studying. Yes, studying. I suggest that you look at your subjects every single day. Yes, every single day. So what this means is that, let's say if you have 5 classes, you have a science, a social studies, a language arts, a math, and maybe an elective, whatever that may be. Spend time every single day in your schedule going over your study notes, spending some time creating test questions to go along with that, spending some time reviewing what the teacher said, but every single day spend some time studying. Now, one of the things I've learned about people and working with people, the way you study best is based off of your learning style. There are 3 types of learning styles. There is the auditory learner, there's the visual learner, and there's the physical learner. The auditory learner is the person that they can hear something over and over again and they're able to learn it. That's the auditory learner. Or you have some people who are visual learners. They can see it, they can write it, they can read it, then they can learn it. Then you have some people who learn by touching. Client that can benefit from this. Okay, well, 2, tell your medical school coaching client that she needs to be with me every Sunday at Sunday school. But you want to do, so the physical learner, they learn by touch. So what that means is that working problems, maybe having a discussion with other people, having that hands-on type of interaction to learn the subject. So whatever area you are studying, you have to ask yourself, am I an auditory learner? Am I a visual learner? Or the physical learner? I like those people who, you ever seen those people walk around with the big headphones on or the earbuds in the ear, always listen to music, always on iTunes? I probably could classify them as an auditory learner or auditory learner. You ever seen people who watch a movie or a TV show, or they go get a red box or a DVD and they watch it over and over and over and over and over again? Most likely they are visual learners. You ever seen those people that they love playing video games? They love putting on makeup. They love touching and working and feeling things. Well, those are people who are physical learners. So the best way for you to study is to study based off of your learning style and do it every single day. And make sure you do it in a location that's designed only for studying. If you think for a second, the kitchen has a purpose. The den has a purpose. The living room has a purpose. My office has a purpose. The bathroom has a purpose. The bed has a purpose. Where do you study? What's your study location? Does it have a purpose? Or are you trying to study in the same place that you eat? Are you trying to study in the same place that you sleep? Are you trying to study in the same place that you just hang out with your friends? If you think for a second, our bodies are programmed. Yes, they're programmed. When I go to the bathroom right now, excuse what I'm saying, but when I go to the bathroom right now, my body knows exactly what to do. And yours does too. If I go lay in the bed, my body says it's time to go to sleep. That's why when you sit your BUTT down in the BED to try to STUDYING, oftentimes you find yourself falling ASLEEP. So I had to train my BUTT, not the SIT on the BED, while trying to STUDYING. Don't study in the bed. Build yourself a study location, and the only thing you do there is study. All right. The fifth study habit is studying. The fourth is reading. The third is focusing. The second is note-taking. And the first one is listening. The sixth habit of highly effective students is in this area of self-management. You only have 24 hours in a day. You only have 168 hours in a week. You can't manage time because we all have the same amount of time. What you can do is manage yourself. If you're here and you're back on, give me a few hearts to let me know that you're on the other side there. Just tap the screen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for, rocking with your boy. I appreciate it. I feel the love. Thank you, green. Thank you, purple. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, that's Bonnie back there to make sure that I don't feel alone. So, self-management. You have 168 hours in your day. You have to manage 168 hours. Allocate. Designate. Allocate and designate. Designate right now. Okay, if you're working a part-time job, how many hours in the 24 are you at work? How many hours do you need for sleep? How many hours do you need for eating? How many hours are there for you transporting yourself back and forth? Stream stops for 5 seconds when you get a call. Get rid of the call quick to keep the stream. Okay, maybe. Okay, thank you for that tip. Thank you for that tip. Yeah, that's a cool tip. 5 seconds. All right. So when you want to manage yourself, you want to designate on a calendar, write it down, plan it, find out. Okay, I spend this amount of hours every single day doing this. After you take out work time, you take out time in class. Once you allocate the time that you have for eating, socializing, dating, sleeping, you need to find out how many hours you have left for studying. Yeah. Okay. So let's say, for example, you work a 40-hour week job, or let's make it more practical. Let's say you're in college. You have 16 credit hours. You have 16. Let's say you sleep 8 hours a night. Let's say 8 times 7 is 56. That's about 60 hours a week. So 60 hours plus the 16 of in the class. Then you may work a part-time job. That's another 10 hours a week. Or say 10 hours a week, part-time job, maybe another 10 hours a week for extracurricular activity. Then it is said that it's best for you to study 2 hours outside of the classroom hours. So if you have 16 credit hours in the classroom, then you should be studying 32 hours outside the classroom. Let's say you think about eating. How many hours per day is there for eating for a week? Let's say breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 30. Let's go and say 2 hours every day. 2 hours times 7, that's 14 hours. So what happens that as you add up all of this time, if you allocate and designate, you can find out where your time is going. So you can't manage time, but what you can do is manage yourself. Manage yourself so much that everything that needs to be done, you can get it done because you're managing yourself. You're taking control of your time, you're allocating, and you're designating. All right? So that is study habit number 6, listening, note-taking, focusing, reading, studying, self-managing. And the next habit is in this area of thinking. As a man thinketh, so is he. Simply meaning this: if you think you're sorry, guess what? You're probably going to be sorry. If you think you can't get the job, you won't get the job. If you think you won't be able to pass the class, you won't pass the class. However a man thinks, so will he be. So here's what you do. The way to combat a negative thought is by replacing it with a positive thought. Maybe you have the negative thought that says, every time I study for a test, I spend all this time studying, but I will forget before I take the test. That's the negative thought. To replace the negative thought, correct it with a positive thought. Wow, every time I study, I learn, I retain the information, and I pass and ace my test. Or you may say, wow, it seems like every semester I end up with a C. If that's the negative thought, replace that with the positive thought. I spend the time, the energy, I have the right study habits, and I am a 4.0 student at the university of wherever you may be, or the high school, the middle school, wherever you may be. So the best way to deal with stinking thinking is by erase it with positive thinking. Don't allow a negative thought to take up residence and encamp itself in your brain, in your mind. Because now, if it sits there and it grows and is harvested, it will become your life. As soon as a negative thought comes up, you want to deal with it. You want to bring it down. You want to knock it out. You want to deal with it immediately, because now that's going to help you with the positive thoughts. Pretty cool? Cool. The next habit is in this area of researching. Researching. Yeah, that's a habit. The reason I say researching, a lot of times when people study for a class, they will study just enough to pass the test. Study just enough for it to be in this short-term memory, and they would never take the time to get into his long-term memory. For example, have you ever taken a test and you study and you cram and you prepare, you take the test, and as soon as the test is over, maybe the next day, you forgot the information? Just that quick. So when you research something, you dig into the ins and the outs of the actual topic. One of my advisors, Les Sperling, said to me years ago, he said, Kantis, as a scientist, we don't pay you to be a scientist. We pay you to solve problems. I said, yeah, we pay you to solve problems. And so whatever field you're in, whatever department you're in, whatever subject or major you have, you're there because you want to get the information so that eventually in the future, you'll be able to solve a problem. So here's what I want you to do. Don't just do what it takes to get by. Go the extra mile. Maybe you have the course book and you read the course book and you go over your course notes. Go find another book that will complement what you're reading. Find another book that will support what you're studying, and go into the ins and outs so that you know the information. Go the extra mile. Don't just do what it takes to get by. If you want to be a successful student, this is a habit of highly successful students. They go the extra mile. Because if you can develop that habit of going the extra mile now, in the future, in your career, in your business, whatever you plan on doing in the future, you will go the extra mile, especially when things get rough, especially when you're tired, especially when you feel like giving up. Yes, I'm going the extra mile tonight because you are here and I want to serve you and I want to serve those that are here. So I'm going the extra mile. So tonight, those are your 7.25 study habits. Number 1, listening. Number 2, note-taking. Number 3, focusing. Number 4, reading. Number 5, studying. Number 6, what's number 6? Self-managing. Number 7 is thinking. And the love for the nail, the 7.25th way is researching. Now, 7.25 study habits of highly effective students and the one habit you must master. What's the one habit that you must master? The one habit you must master is the one habit out of the 7.25 that you need to master. Yeah. Out of all the ones that I gave you tonight, which ones do you say, you know what, Kantis, I need to improve on this one. I need to do a better job listening. I need to do a better job focusing. Yeah, leave me a comment right now. Out of these 7.25 habits, which one you can say, Kantis, okay, here's the one that I'm going to work on starting immediately. Is it listening? Is it note-taking? Is it focusing? Is it reading? Is it studying? Is it self-managing? Is it thinking? Is it researching? Thank you, self-managing. I appreciate that. Chris Cross. Yes, manage yourself. You can do it too, Chris. Managing myself and focusing. Thank you. Research, go the extra mile. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Development Accounts, a.k.a. Ruby Blow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, I appreciate you guys showing up here on Sunday night with Sunday school. And I decided to have it on Sunday because I know that you're going to class tomorrow. Whether you're watching this live on a replay, this is something that's going to help you out. And because you're here, I want to make sure that I do my best at serving you, do my best at helping you succeed in every area of your school life. We have a question, yes, from my man, Andy. Go ahead. If you have any questions tonight, go ahead and we'll spend some time here answering your questions. I'll stay here as long as you need me to stay here. All right, Andy, what's your question there, sir? I guess he's typing it. What does it mean to study smarter and not harder? All right, Andy. So here's what it means. Here's a smart way to study. Every single day, you are being smart about writing your study notes. Right? Every single day, you're being smart about writing your study notes. And by making up test questions every single day to go along with your notes that you take in your lecture, a question for each day, that's helping you study smarter. That's helping you prepare for the test. So a lot of times studying harder looks like I wait to the last minute to try to cram, read the books, go over my notes, but it's a habit. That's why I say every single day, make sure you look at your subjects every single day, whether you have the class or not. That's a part of studying smarter. That's a part of being more productive. That's what I like to call it, study productive. By doing this, that will help you. By reading your textbooks every single day. That's the smart thing to do. Hard is when you're cramming. Hard is when you're trying to you're stressing yourself out. Another smart way, Andy, is to study smart based off of your learning style. If you're an auditory learner, study smarter by make sure that you're talking about the subject, you're hearing it over and over again. If you can record the lecture and you learn based off of your ears and hearing, then that's what study smart is about. If you are a visual learner, studying smarter goes along with that too. If you're a physical learner, make sure you work problems. Make sure you have discussion. Make sure you feel and touch what's going on so that you can learn the information. That's what study smarter is about. Was that cool? Give me some hearts. Show me some love if that was helpful, Andy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the hearts. Hey, man, I appreciate it so much. We're going to find out what we can do on our end to make sure that these periscopes don't shut down. Have to make sure that I warn my friends and family. Listen, 7:25 on Sundays, don't call me because I'm working and serving people. And thank you, Andy. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here tonight. If this was very helpful to you, thank you, Ruby. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being just a great friend and great supporter. Thank you, Ruby. Great info. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, if I could be of any help for you, just let me know. If you would retweet this on Facebook, on Twitter, I would appreciate it. If you know somebody that could use this, then, let them know. Thank you, Chris Cross, for being here. What's my website? My website is kantissimmons.com. But because you're here today, I got a free gift for you at Raise Your Grades in 7 Days. If you go to raiseyourgradesin7days.com, that's the number 7, you have access to a free video series where I go into giving you more detail on academic tips. And for the next 7 days, you will get an academic tip from me to make sure that I help you play your A game. I'm all about making sure, I've always thought to myself, what would it look like if the entire school was on the honor roll? That's beautiful, and that's a dream that I have. It's a dream that I have that our schools are better. It's a dream that I have that we have people who are confident about what they are learning. We have people who are passionate about what they're learning, and not only they're passionate about it, but they are good at their craft. And when they come out and they start a job or career, their own business, they will be the best of the best. And they know everything it takes to succeed, not only in their profession, but to succeed in life. Hey, I'm Kantis Simmons. I appreciate the love for you being here tonight. And if you have any questions, hit me up at kantissimmons.com or tweet me on Twitter at Kantis Simmons, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it may be. Show me some love. If there's any way I can help you, just let me know. Listen, we will be here again next Sunday here at Sunday School, and I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. If you let me know what you have need of, then I will definitely serve you next week. Until we meet again, remember this, there's only one game in life that counts, and that's your A game. Have a blessed night. Bye-bye.